Hey there and welcome to Scandal Steep. Brian McKnight has long been considered a staple of romantic R&B to many. He was the voice of heartbreak, turning sorrow into silk with his timeless ballads. His music felt personal, almost sacred, something fans leaned on during their deepest emotional moments. But lately, it hasn't been his voice that's drawing attention. It's his social media presence, his estranged children, and the controversial way he's chosen to narrate his family story online. For years, Brian was seen as the picture of grace and artistry. But behind the scenes, a more complicated tale was unfolding, one that's now become very public. His online posts have sparked accusations that he's deliberately erased his older children from his life and memory. Critics say he's rewriting his legacy not through song, but through carefully worded Instagram captions that subtly cut his first family out of the picture. McKnight, however, insists he hasn't abandoned anyone. "I've been there every step of the way," he claimed in a resurfaced video. Let's also remember these kids are 30 and 27 now. He seemed to be drawing the line between parenting young children and maintaining ties with adult offspring. But that explanation didn't sit well with fans, especially when the emotional fallout played out so publicly. Then things took a darker turn. Enter Jaguar Wright, the outspoken neo-soul artist known for her fiery commentary on the music industry's dirtiest secrets. She's been right before her past warnings about figures like Diddy, Jay-Z, and Clive Davis have aged disturbingly well in the wake of recent allegations. Now, she's turned her focus to Brian McKnight, claiming she has disturbing receipts from his past. In a jaw-dropping video, Jaguar alleged that McKnight had a disturbing kink, claiming he paid her to engage in violent encounters. She said he wanted to choke and hit her, not in the context of roleplay but as something deeply troubling. Most dismissed her at first, as they often do. But then McKnight sued her for defamation and suddenly, people started paying attention again. After all, Jaguar has a reputation for calling things out long before the rest of the world catches up. The lawsuit, revealed in newly surfaced court documents, lays it all out. McKnight accuses Jaguar of spreading harmful lies about him on social media, including the claim that he abused women and mistreated his ex-wife, Julie McKnight. Jaguar has stated she's related to Julie, although Brian has denied even knowing they were connected. Regardless, the accusations were explosive and the public reaction was swift and divided. Some fans stood by Brian, believing he was being unfairly targeted. Others wondered if Jaguar's latest claims might hold some weight, especially given her previous accuracy. Either way, the damage to McKnight's image was already well underway. His name, once a symbol of love and tenderness, had become internet shorthand for absent fatherhood and emotional abandonment. Before this controversy, McKnight had enjoyed decades of success and public admiration. He married his college sweetheart, Julie, and the two shared over a decade together and had two sons, Brian Jr. and Niko. He also fathered a daughter, Briana, with another woman. Rumors have swirled for years about the possibility of yet another child from a separate relationship, though that has never been confirmed. In the early days of his career, McKnight portrayed the image of a family man posing for pictures with his children, speaking fondly of them in interviews, and projecting an aura of maturity and responsibility. But things began to shift dramatically when he married Leilani Mendoza. Leilani came into the picture with two children from a previous relationship, Julia and Jack. When Brian married her, he embraced her kids wholeheartedly. To many, it seemed like a blended family success story. But soon, fans began noticing something unsettling. Brian wasn't just celebrating his new family, he was seemingly erasing his old one. On social media, his timeline became a curated highlight reel of his life with Leilani and her children. Holiday photos, vacation snapshots, birthday tributes, they were all there. But conspicuously absent were any signs of his biological children. No recent photos of Briana, Brian Jr., or Niko. No mentions, no memories, no milestones shared. Then came the bombshell, an interview in which McKnight claimed that all his famous love songs, those classics people play at weddings and romantic getaways, weren't inspired by anyone real. Not even Julie, his former wife. "I never even liked anyone before I met Leilani," he said. "The songs I've written since then are the only ones that actually mean something." Fans were stunned. Was he saying that the decades-long soundtrack to their lives was just a fade? That revelation felt like a betrayal, not only to his ex-wife and children but also to time fans who believed in the sincerity behind his lyrics. And things didn't stop there.